Hello and welcome to Megan's Minute. I'm your host, Megan Lavin, owner of the recipe site allergyawesomeness.com. Together with Allergic Living, we discuss topics that affect those with food allergies. Today we're going to discuss one of my favorite topics, people who go above and beyond for my family's food allergies. Now, most often when you hear about topics on food allergies, it's usually complaints or times when we've been wronged. While those stories can be important to learn from and definitely have their place, it can be emotionally draining to only hear that negative over and over. So I want to turn the tables and take a moment to discuss 3 times when people have treated us with empathy and inclusion to spotlight that some good does go on in the food allergy community. These people are worth their weight in gold and definitely deserve some praise. The time that stands out the most to me is when my son was young and we were going to a neighborhood trunk or treat. Now, at the time, he had so many food allergies and he only had just a few safe candies we felt comfortable with, Skittles being one of them. I didn't want him to miss out on the activity, so I had planned on letting him trunk or treat and then thinking that we'd switch out the unsafe candies afterwards. Trick-or-treating was still new to us and it just kind of felt a little scary and overwhelming. But we went anyways. Now, the sweet part is that unbeknownst to me, my friend Carrie had gotten there before us and had personally walked up to each cart and handed them a fun-sized Skittle and let them know to hand it out to my son when they saw him. At first, not realizing what was going on, I was like, holy cow, how did everyone happen to be giving out Skittles? And then I learned that she had been the one to orchestrate it. I was so touched by all that time and effort and thought she put into this kind act so that my son could freely trick or treat and be handed something safe that he didn't have to trade out later. That experience still touches me all these years later. I don't think I will ever forget it. 2 other times with 2 separate friends, when they invited my son to a birthday party they were hosting, asked what cake or treat they could get for my son. Unfortunately, we have no safe bakeries in our small town, so I had to say that there were no places they could go to get cake for him. They then asked if I would be willing to make the birthday cupcakes so that everyone was eating what my son was eating. I thought that was really generous because they could have easily purchased some gorgeous professional cake with licensed characters on it instead of my homemade ones. But it was a relief to know that my son wouldn't feel any different at their party, and I thought that was really nice of them to let me do that for them. The last one is that I also have a really sweet friend named Stacy who is constantly looking out for us. She has memorized what allergens we avoid, which is quite a list, and whenever she sees a new product at the grocery store that she thinks might work for us, she sends me a screenshot of the front and back, texts it to me, says, will this work for your son? So I can personally vet it. She'll tell me where she found it and everything. She knows for me, it gets exhausting turning over labels as I'm rushing to grocery shop and I sometimes miss new offerings. Many times she's found things that work for him that maybe I wouldn't have found myself. She's helped open up our store-bought offerings to give me some quick fixes, and they have been things that my son has enjoyed and we now eat in regular rotation. She's always so thoughtful to be on the lookout for us. Friends and family who get it truly make our allergy world go round. People who take the time to empathize, even if they've never had this particular struggle, and are willing to be educated means so, so much to us and really, truly make our lives brighter. If you haven't found people like that yet, or maybe you still have family who make things difficult for you, hang in there. You will find your tribe. Sometimes friends can be the family that you choose. And I really do believe that there are enough good people to go around and that you too someday can have experiences of inclusion and love. Now, this video couldn't be long enough, so I had to keep it short to those 3 examples, but thank you to the friends, my parents, family, who you know who you are, that take the time. May we each be that for other people. Maybe their allergy or their struggles aren't food allergies, but they have other issues in life. May we all lift where we stand so that people everywhere can feel upheld and seen. That's my hope. If you'd like to see the other topics I go over, like the trick-or-treating safely with food allergies, or big family get-togethers, finding a babysitter, things like that, be sure to check out my other videos on Allergic Living's YouTube channel or their IGTV channel. Sending much love. I'll see you next time.